In this tabletop review, I'm going to be looking at the AXTS Raptor Ambidextrous charging handle for the AR15. The Raptor is a very popular ambidextrous charging handle. It's a pricey charging handle. I mean, you're looking at $85, $90 for one of these. According to AXTS, the Raptor is a revolutionary design, and it provides rapid palm blading or finger-thumb charges of the weapon. The motion is fluid and fast from either strong or support side, and of course the product's made in the USA from 775 aluminum, and it's mil-spec anodized. Supposedly these have been tested at over 1 million cycles without failure. So I'm gonna, this is the packaging, standard retail hang tag packaging. The back of the package basically says what I already told you. Made in Salem, Oregon. Limited lifetime warranty. Website is AXTSweapons.com. And that's about all it says on the back. So let me take this out of the package here and get the camera repositioned so we can take a closer look at it. Okay, with the Raptor out of the package, we have a nicely finished charging handle here. We've got some Raptor logos here, their logo right up here. You can see that these two mechanisms here actually control the locking of the charging handle into the upper receiver. I guess that would help if I had it in frame, sorry. Like I was saying, these two handles, you can operate them independently to release the charging handle from the upper receiver. So you can palm the left side or the right side, or you can grab both of them with your fingers and pull on it. It's a great design. There's nice texturing here on these handles. These handles appear to have roll pins on them to hold them in place. The anodizing is excellent all the way across the charging handle. So now one of the things I also noticed about the Raptor is I noticed at least one other major manufacturer that appears to be OEMing these and putting their own name on them, and that's Noveski. So that goes to tell you that you know, even the other major tier 1 firearms manufacturers are like this product well enough to put their own name on it. Now, while I'm here talking about the Raptor, I've fielded quite a few emails about my last charging handle review, which was the MegaArms charging handle, the SlideLock, the SL400 that I did a review on. So I wanted to just get that in the mix here real quick, so we could look at these side by side. As you can see, they're similar in appearance. I mean, mainly because they're both ambidextrous charging handles. There's two big differences here between these two charging handles. The Raptor, of course, is about $90. The SlideLock is about $50. So it's almost, the Raptor's almost double. The other main difference is the functionality. The MegaArms, the handles don't move. In other words, the handles don't pull back to unlock the charging handle. It's friction held. So you basically push this into place to lock it, and you pull it to unlock it. So you're basically moving this springed lock mechanism manually, and it's fairly tight. I'm pulling on it with my finger. If you recall the review I did of this in my other video, I didn't have any problems utilizing this on an upper receiver. It worked just fine. But there is also the possibility that this type of friction lock mechanism could cause excessive wear either to this locking mechanism or to the upper receiver. So that's something to keep in mind. The Raptor, of course, this is a more complex design that basically uses the left or the right part of the handle to actually unlock this from the upper receiver. So those are the main two differences. I wanted to just mention that when we could do a side-by-side. I have not used the Raptor yet. This is unpackaging here. I'm going to install it in, I have an upper receiver over here. I'm going to put it in an upper receiver and we'll just take a look at it. I have used the MegaArms. I didn't have any problems with the MegaArms in a rifle at the range. Charging it with the left or the right hand, or my two charging fingers, with gloves on, with gloves off, it worked fine. Now those are my comments on using the MegaArms. Going back to the Raptor, I've got an upper receiver here that's not mounted to a rifle. So let me go ahead and get the Raptor installed and we'll take a look at it. Alright, here's the Raptor installed in this upper receiver here, which I just have on a piece of foam. It definitely works the way it's supposed to. Pulling on either of these handles unlocks the Raptor from the upper receiver. And you don't need to put a whole lot of force on it. The finish is nice. I'm just kind of seeing how well, if I was shooting offhand and I went to charge this with my right hand, I don't see any problem doing that. I got plenty of clearance. The texturing on the front and the back is good. Obviously my left hand, no problem there. Locks into place well, fits well, the fit and finish is well, matches this upper receiver, which happens to be an Aero Precision upper receiver. Very good looking handle. I can't report any more on this until I actually get it out at the range and see how well it works in a real life scenario. But yeah, this is probably the nicest charging handle that I've had in my hands. The workmanship, the quality, the material it's made out of. Now, whether or not I think it's worth $90, well, that's a tough one. You have to be the judge on that. I'm going to actually keep this and put it in a rifle and use it. I don't necessarily need an ambidextrous charging handle for my own personal use, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it anyway. That way I can report back on how well it actually works. So now that we've taken a look at the Raptor, I'll go ahead and put the MegaArms back in here and we'll take a look at the MegaArms as well. Okay, here's the MegaArms installed in the same upper receiver. So basically to use the MegaArms, you're basically going to pull on the charging handle. Make sure I don't pull this off the... and you do have to put a little bit of force on there because of the locking mechanism here. It's attached via springs, so you don't have to pull too hard. You can see I've just got one finger here of my left hand, which is not my strong hand, as well as if you were to go with your pinky, you know, you can charge pretty easy. The design is very similar. You've got the texturing up front. You don't have any texturing in the back, and of course, these are not hollow like on the AXTS Raptor. Now, with this charging handle, the only concern that I would have and some other people would have is excessive wear in this area. I mean, there is some finish being rubbed off there, but that may not necessarily be due to this charging handle. That could definitely be due to just any charging handle going back and forth, because normally when you pull a charging handle out and you let go of it, it's going to spring back into place and it's going to slide over and stop. So you're going to get wear in this area regardless of what charging handle you use. The big question is, with this type of a friction lock mechanism, is this going to wear on the upper receiver more so than a conventional charging handle that has a release? I have not used this enough to see any downside to this type of design, but you know, this is actually installed in another rifle, and I'm going to keep using it, and if I notice anything out of the ordinary, of course I'll report back in a video or update an existing video with some of my observations at the range. So, the Raptor. I like this charging handle. I really like everything about it. I just don't really like the price. That's an awful lot of money to pay for a charging handle just to get, you know, ambidextrous functionality. Especially when you look at like a Bravo Company gunfighter charging handle. You know, you can get those with small, medium, and large latches on them. They're not ambidextrous, obviously, for around $40, $44. Those are really good charging handles, half the price of this. Of course, Bravo Company has an ambidextrous charging handle. It is substantially more money. It's upward around $70, somewhere in that price range. So it is a bit cheaper than this. I haven't used it, so I can't really comment on how well Bravo Company's ambidextrous charging handle compares to the Raptor. I think this is a excellent charging handle, and I think it would be an excellent buy for around $60, $65. $90, I don't like it that much to really spend $90 on it. That's just my personal take on it. $60 is, yeah, you know, you're going to spend $44 on a gunfighter, or, you know, $50 or so on a MegaArms ambidextrous charging handle. So, you know, $60, $65 wouldn't be unreasonable to pay for this. But $90, $85, $90, yeah, that's, I don't really care for that price. I don't have anything else to comment about that. Only thing I can really say, which is a negative, is the price. Other than that, excellent product, very well made, very well finished, and I'm looking forward to trying it out at the range.